the Apupco Studios in Oklahoma City, this is Thunder Cover. I'm Jenny Carlson. Darnell Mayberry is in Orlando for the Orlando Summer League. And Darnell, today is actually the Thunder's off day, but we've seen a lot in the last couple days to talk about. Let's start with that gigantic performance from Reggie Jackson. I mean, the day before he leaves the game with injury and then comes back with that. What impressed you most about that outing from Reggie?
Just his confidence and his poise. I think he knew that he was in control of that game, the best player on the floor, and he went out there and played like it. He was extremely confident in his abilities, and he knew that he was the best player in the gym, and he kind of carried himself like that. He had that swagger, and that was good to see out of Reggie Jackson.
He scored 35 points in that game, and then the next day, Jeremy Lamb nearly matches that with 32 points, Darnell. Talk a little bit about Lamb. He had impressed you early in the Summer League action, then had maybe not played quite as much, but what about that 32-point performance from Lamb stood out to you?
Yeah, the first two games on Sunday and Monday, he struggled with his shot. He really couldn't get perimeter shots to fall. He would drive the lane, and his floaters would rim out, and putbacks would just miss. So it was good to see him on Wednesday get his shot going. I think he made 10 of 14 shots. He got to the free throw line 9 times, made 10 of them. But those first two games, what impressed me about Lamb was he was orchestrating the offense, running the pick and roll, making plays with the ball in his hands. And, that's something that we really weren't expecting out of him. We maybe just thought he was a perimeter shooter, catch-and-shoot guy, come off curls and knock down shots. But he showed the ability to make plays by running the offense. Now, he's probably not going to be asked to do that much with the Thunder, but at least that he can do it, I think that's promising for him. And then Wednesday, he just made shots. I mean, he really came off screens and knocked down shots. He spotted up and made shots, and he did basically everything that Reggie Jackson did a day earlier. He just looked like the best player in the gym.
You know, Darnell, these two guys, obviously, Reggie Jackson and Jeremy Lamb, being watched extra close by Thunder fans with the departure of Kevin Martin and, just for a variety of reasons. Do you feel any differently about them and their place heading into next season, or do we go back to something you wrote before the Summer League started? You have to keep reminding yourself it's the Summer League, not to jump to too many conclusions. Where are you at this point, sort of on what these two guys have shown to this point?
Well, the one thing that I will say that we can take away from Summer League is a guy's confidence can be raised in this setting. And I think if you go back to what Reggie Jackson said, all last season he credited Summer League for his improvement last year. And I asked Jeremy Lamb the same thing yesterday after his 32-point performance, and he said he's doing the same thing essentially here now. It's just basically boosting these guys' confidence level, and it's making them more comfortable in their abilities, more confident in what they're capable of doing going into the season. So when a guy like Jeremy Lamb scores 32 points and he sees all the things that he's been working on throughout the summer really play out in a game setting, I think that's what encourages you and shows you that he can be a pretty nice player for the Thunder when the regular season begins.
Lastly, before I let you go, Darnell, let's talk about two guys, DeAndre Liggins and Daniel Orton. First about Liggins. He showed some things in the Thunder's game on Wednesday that we really haven't seen much out of him, that being running the point. May have been out of some necessity, but he really showed some skills he maybe hasn't shown as a pro. Were you surprised?
I was surprised. When Reggie Jackson didn't play, he was only expected to play in 2 games down here. He's played his 2 games. And then Dwight Bikes, the Summer League roster point guard for the Thunder, he didn't start the second half for whatever reason. Looked like he was nursing a groin injury or some sort of leg injury. And so basically Jeremy Lamb and DeAndre Liggins had to really play emergency point guard duty, and DeAndre did a tremendous job bringing the ball up, running the pick and roll, getting guys involved with driving kicks and driving dump offs for big men. And I was really impressed with what he did. He was no longer just a in-your-face type of defender. He also showed some flashes of being an offensive player, and he looked comfortable doing it. Again, like you said, it's summer league, but the guy looked confident doing it, and I think that's the biggest thing about summer league. It's building these guys' confidence.
Well, somebody else who looks confident, I mentioned Daniel Orton before. He looks more confident too, Darnell. How does his development and where he is right now, how does that play into future plans for the Thunder? They obviously have several big men, but a lot of them really young. How does this all fit in?
Well, the Thunder, he's making the Thunder have to have a decision to make because generally teams do not carry four centers. With Kendrick Perkins as the starter and Hashim Thabit as the backup last season, now they draft Steven Adams to compete basically with Daniel Orton for that third-string center position. And it's going to be interesting to see what they do because Daniel Orton is putting pressure on him with his performance in the first two games out here. He really showed that he can rebound, he can catch and finish, and he can crash the offensive glass for putbacks. So he's doing a lot of different things, and he's rolling to the rim now out of the pick and roll, which is something that they really want him to do and not just float out around the perimeter and shoot jumpers. So he's really showing some nice progress, and if he keeps that up, the Thunder's going to have to really make a tough decision.
All right, the Thunder wraps up Summer League action on Friday. It's Championship Day. We don't yet know what time that game is, but we'll have details in the Friday Oklahoman as well as on News OK. Be sure to stay with the best coverage team anywhere at newsok.com and every day in the Oklahoman.